All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into a fascinating bit of human psychology, something you've probably noticed in others, or hey, maybe even in yourself. We're going to explore a trait we're calling the silent sentry.
So let's just jump right in with a question that seems super simple on the surface, but has a surprisingly deep answer. Why is it that some people have this unwritten rule for themselves? I mean, it's more than just a little habit. It's a real window into a completely different way of processing the world.
And this contrast right here, this gets to the heart of it. Think about it. When most of us walk into a room, a coffee shop, a restaurant, our brain is kind of on autopilot, looking for comfort. The coziest chair, the best view. But for a select few, that first primary scan isn't for comfort at all. It's for strategy. It's for the exits, for sightlines, for total awareness.
And that's the person we're focusing on, the room scanner. As we're about to see, psychology suggests this habit isn't just some random quirk. Nope, it's what some call the quiet armor of a mind that has truly learned how to navigate the storm.
Okay, so what is actually going on inside the mind of a room scanner? Well, it all starts with having a highly sensitive system. Let's break down what that really means.
The clinical term for this is hypervigilance. Now, that word, it sounds intense, right? But it's not really about being constantly afraid. It's better to think of it as a highly adapted sensory response, often developed in environments that were chaotic, unpredictable, or just plain overwhelming. The brain basically learned to turn the volume way up on its awareness settings.
And this metaphor of a sponge, it is absolutely perfect. For someone with this trait, their nervous system doesn't filter out all the little things the way most people's do. They walk into a room and just absorb everything, the tension, the joy, the subtle anxieties floating around. It's like being a sponge for emotional and sensory data.
So what kind of data are we talking about? We're talking about the stuff that's almost invisible. You know, the slight hesitation behind a fake smile, that heavy energy that just hangs in the air after an argument. And yeah, of course, the practical stuff. Every door, every window, every single entry point and exit. All those tiny details that everyone else just misses.
So here's the key. The real motivation. Facing the door isn't just a choice. It's a tool for self-regulation. When you can see the whole environment, you can process that fire hose of incoming data without feeling overwhelmed or surprised. It's a way to create a little bubble of calm, to protect your peace from that feeling of drowning in sensory chaos.
I love this metaphor. It frames the mind not as something anxious, but as something in control. Like a silent authority, or a sentry in a tower. And think about that for a second. A sentry in a watchtower isn't panicked, are they? No, they are observant, watchful, and prepared. They hold the key to their own quiet space because they are the authority on what enters it.
Now let's dig into where this comes from. This sensitivity isn't always just an inherent trait. A lot of the time, it's forged by experience, creating what you could call a survival mindset. And this gets right to the heart of where this mindset often starts. It's a trait that can be traced back to an understanding learned very early in life that self-reliance is everything. It's the mindset of someone who knows that when things get tough, you are your own first responder.
Often, this comes from a very specific environmental factor, a childhood where you pretty much had to figure things out for yourself. With little supervision, you become your own guide and protector. You learn to navigate life without constant guidance, and that process hones your observational skills to a razor's edge. This self-reliance creates this fascinating identity, the overthinker strategist. It's a brilliant term. To the outside world, this person seems incredibly calm, even unshakable. But that calm isn't a lack of thought, it's the result of intense thought. Their brain is like a supercomputer running simulations of every single possible outcome. Their internal process looks something like this. Step 1. Scan the environment and gather all the data. Step 2. Run the simulations. What if this happens? What if that person does that? And step 3 is the final product, a state of calm, because once you've considered all the possibilities, you're no longer afraid of them. You're prepared.
This brings us to our final section, and it's a crucial reframing of this entire behavior. Because this isn't about weakness, it's about a very particular, very powerful kind of quiet strength.
Let's just put the misunderstanding right next to the reality. What people may see on the surface is paranoia or anxiety. But if you look deeper, the reality is something else entirely.
It's a deep sense of presence, a mind constantly engaged in strategy, and a strength born from being tested.
So, the key thing to get is that this isn't a fragile state. The calm confidence of the room scanner isn't loud or flashy, but it's incredibly resilient. It's rooted in a proven ability to handle things on your own, to be your own backbone.
And that is such a powerful statement to remember. Power doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, the most powerful person in the room is the quietest one, the one who is observing, processing, and understanding the dynamics that everyone else is completely blind to.
And this is the ultimate validation of this trait. The ability to see what others miss is a kind of superpower. It's the gift of observation, of insight, of understanding the unspoken currents that truly shape our interactions and our world.
So let's end with this thought. If you're someone who always faces the door, who scans every room, ask yourself this. Is your heightened awareness a product of fear? Or is it possible that you are simply more grounded, more strategic, and more truly present than anyone else around you?